Round 8 of the National Premier League's Women's Queensland brings us to John Fredericks Oval and the rescheduled clash between Capalaba and South United. You get the sense that Capalaba have finally got their season going. With a few players absent at the beginning of the season, results were patchy. However, now that coach Rob Gibson has a full pack to deal with, one gets the sense that it's time for the Bulldogs to make their play. If Capalaba now have a full deck, South United have been shuffling theirs. New players are being added to the squad and replacing those deemed surplus to requirements. Gary French has his eyes on the big prize this season and is leaving no stone unturned in a quest to put a championship side together. It's Friday night football. No, make that Tuesday night football, as Football Queensland brings you continuing coverage of the NPLW, streaming to you live. Good evening wherever in the world you may be logging in from, and welcome to John Fredericks Oval, and one of two fixtures tonight that will complete round 8. I'm Darren Lutton, and before we talk further about this game, let's run through the team sheets. For the home side, Capalaba Bulldogs in the yellow shirts with the blue shorts. In goals, number 1, Megan Byriel. Number 2, Lyndall Unwin. Number 4, Chin Hang Chun. Number 6, Zosia Sen. Number 7, Stephanie Latham. 8, Terrell Collings. Number 9, Madeline Finneran. 10, Demi Robbins. 11, Tegan Thompson. 14, Catherine Tibbles. And number 15, Vicky Lyons. On the subs bench, Kelly Crew, Lucy McDowell, Caitlin Cardwell, Jeanette Osborne and Chelsea Fryer. For South United, their goalkeeper is Chloe Cole. Number 2, Tioni Rushton. Number 4, Bronte Rose. Number 6, Billy Murphy. Number 7 is worn by Hannah Lane. Number 8, Aisha Norrie. Number 10, Kirsten McGilvray. 13, Alexandra Hoyne. Number 17, Sophie Passion. 18, Ambrosia Malone. And number 21, Amy Chapman. On the subs bench, Ella Goodman, Jodie Birchall, Louisa Marmion, Ashley Kelly and Hannah Sito. Our referee for tonight is Jim Bellos. The assistants are Steve Smales and Chris Sharkey. Very surprised to see Jim Bellos with the whistle tonight. I haven't seen him around the grounds for a couple of years. We haven't crossed paths for quite a while. Good to see him get some coverage tonight, as he loves. Well, we had a little bit of rain about 45 minutes ago, which was pretty heavy, gave this ground a good soaking. There were concerns that the game was going to be postponed yet again. But a quick walk of the pitch, and it's looking pretty good. It's held up well, nice and firm. A little bit soggy around the edges, and we might see around the flanks the pitch begin to chop up a little bit as the game goes on. So we're underway here. South United are kicking off. So it should be a good encounter between these two teams. I'm particularly looking forward to seeing how Capalaba are getting on. They started off with some poor results. As the season's progressed, they seem to get their rhythm together. They've brought in a couple of players into their squads, got a few players back from holidays, looking more like the Capalaba that Robert Gibson was trying to put together. And of course, we all know about Souths. We've seen them a couple of times already this season. One of the strongest teams in the competition. This is one of the few weeks where they're not on top of the table. They're going into this game in 3rd place. Of course, with a win, they'll get back on top. But we'll run through that a little bit later. So Souths making the first forward foray. Controlling possession. Again, strong play. Long ball there for Passion, who tries the speculator. Actually, that was Amy Chapman with the shot. Well wide. So this game was originally scheduled for last Friday night. Of course, with the horrible weather that we've had recently with the rain. And when it does rain in Brisbane, grounds like Capalaba get completely sloshed. There's a couple of fields that the juniors play on just to the right-hand side of the screen, and they're a little bit lower in elevation than this ground and the neighbouring field 2. And it is completely mud covered. Here's a chance for Passion. Shot goes wide. But yes, walking the pitch pre-game, it looked in pretty good nick. They haven't been playing. One of the reasons is they haven't been playing on it. The games keep getting called off here due to all the rain that they've had. And wherever you might be in Brisbane, you might get 20 mils, 10 mils of rain. In this part of the Greater Brisbane area, 10 millimetres in one area will be 40 millimetres and 60 millimetres. We're pretty close to the coast. I'm just looking at the radar a little bit earlier. The South players came up in a big storm, came through some heavy rain. I expect in about half an hour, myself and Will, the cameraman, are going to get extremely wet, not to mention the players. Capalaba turning over possession. That was Chun, one of the new additions to Capalaba team. Terrell Collins with the foul. Amy Chapman didn't take too kindly to that. Collins will get a bit of a talking to. The first set-piece opportunity of the game for South United. So Amy Chapman over the ball. Good delivery in. Borrell collects on the second attempt. Capalaba looked to break quickly. Finneman couldn't quite hook up with the target. Malone going to Norrie. Norrie surveying her options. Souths again, choosing to play the patient game. So you are, of course, watching this game via Facebook Live. We welcome your comments. Let us know where you're watching the game from, particularly if you're watching from some far-flung part of the world. I'll check those out at halftime and might do a few shout-outs in the second half. If your comment comes up with a little red dot after it, it'll mean that you are watching this game on a slight delay. There's every chance that I won't get to read it at halftime, unfortunately. But yes, give us a shout out. Let us know where you're watching the game from. Get those thumbs up and hearts going. Chance here for Capalaba. Long range attempt, no problem for Cole. Collins couldn't quite get the clean contact. Loans pass, cut out, but immediately takes possession again. Bit of a miscommunication there between the South players as Line knocks the ball out of play. Good start here from South, showing their quality. Collings settling play down. Knocking the ball out. The offside flag goes up. So the last time we filmed a game here at Capalaba was during Women's Football Week. And JJ McLean, the Capalaba player, was injured in that game. She was on the second week back from injury, from a serious knee injury. Unfortunately, in that game, she did her ankle. Thankfully, it wasn't a knee again. But, she is going to be out for between 6 to 8 weeks. Turnover by Capalaba. McGilvray. Finding Rushton. Out wide for Chapman. Comes out again. This time it's Passion, who's out on the left-hand side. Passion still going. Chance now for Capalaba to break if they're willing to put the speed in. They're electing not to. Settling free kick for Capalaba. So there is another game on tonight that's happening at Walter Park between Moreton Bay Jets and the Sunshine Coast Wanderers. We'll do our best to keep you updated with that. However, if you're at that game, please, by all means, let us know in the comments section. Keep us updated with that game. South's trying to use the full expanse of the field. This time they're able to do so. Cut out well. That's Ozia Sen. Sen actually made the move from Western Pride this season. And in the games that we called last season, Zozia was out on the right-hand wing. And tonight she's out on the left-hand side in defence. So 11 minutes into this game, it's 0-0. Good start by South United. Just the one shot of note though. Vicky Lyons swinging the ball out to the left-hand side, and it runs out of play. Vicky Lyons, of course, played for Peninsula Power last year. As part of that amazing team that drew one game and won everything else. Vicky spent some time in England with the Arsenal team before coming out to Australia. And Billy Murphy, who plays for Souths in the midfield, number 6. She also played for Arsenal. Spent a little bit of time in Sheffield as well. Hines on the ball now, switching play. Does well to find Collings. Ball evades Finneran. He's able to knock the ball out of play. Looks like the pattern for this game has been set already. Souths are going to have the majority of the possession. Capalaba will probably have to rely on their pace and counter-attacking skills. Souths now bringing the ball over the halfway line. Out for Passion. Can't get past lines. That's Finneran going for a run. She's got the runner. That's Tegan Thompson. Holding up play, looking for support. Finneran loses out. Billy Murphy wins back possession for South. South looking to utilise that right-hand side as the cross comes in. Straight to Burial. South's able to win back possession in their own, in the Capalaba half. Nutmeg from Passion. Trying to find Chapman. Goes back to Murphy. Long range shot's blocked. Comes in again. Off the bar. Drops kindly for Boreal. Well, a good passage of play there from Souths. Using both sides of the pitch, passing the ball around well. Some good defensive work there from Hun. Cut out well there by Robbins, but she turns the ball straight back over. Chapman. Chapman with a bit of space, looking for Passion. Cleared over the bar by Collings. We have our first corner of the game. So 16 minutes into this game, it's 0-0. Souths have had the majority of the play. Looking good at this early stage. Unwin launches the ball downfield. Thompson can't link up, and Souths will come at Capalaba again. Another clearing launch from Capalaba. It's going to come straight back at them. Cut out by lines. It sits nicely for Souths. Long range shot from Rushton. Actually, that was Chapman. South United have 3 forwards, all with blonde hair, all in pigtails. Ponytails. Goal kick a little bit scuffed. Again, South coming forward. Tibbles gets herself in the way. Sits up nicely for Passion, just wide. Collings with the timely interception. And South United piling on the pressure. Probably should have had a goal by now. It's quite humid at the moment, now that the rain's subsided. Corner's cleared. Finneran. Lines goes out wide for Sen. Thompson gives up the chase. Souths will go again. The balls go straight to Collings, who in turn gives the ball straight back. So the number 4 for Capalaba is Ching Hang Chun. She's from Hong Kong. She's actually played with the national team for the past 5 years, which equates to about, she wasn't quite sure, but she told me about 6 or 7 games. From the Kit Chi Club in Hong Kong. Chance now for Souths, just wide again. That was Passion with the shot. Souths have yet another corner. Capalaba using this time to catch their breath. Having to work very hard at the moment. Corner comes in, deep delivery. Ariel came out for it, but couldn't get a hand on it. Souths will have yet another corner. Murphy will go over to take this one. Ariel stays on the line this time. This is Rose. Alone. In field, couldn't find a teammate. Souths will reload again. Love to see a possession stat on this game. I'd venture a guess that Souths have about 65% of it. Looks like there's going to be a substitution. That's Billy Murphy off the field. Her evening's done. She's gone straight to the bench and sat down. Just trying to see what the issue is there. Looks Looks like it might be a right knee. And possibly an ankle. Play continues. Good delivery from Cole to find an open player. South's working through the midfield very smoothly. And Collings clears when she had a bit more time. Could have taken possession and measured a pass. Something that you don't tend to not see in this competition too much is that Capalaba are just hoofing a few balls in clearance. Not something that I'm used to seeing in this competition. Particularly with the curriculum focusing on retaining possession and playing out from the back. Not that there's anything wrong with it, as long as it's effective. South's showing plenty of experience here. Long range attempt, looking for passion. Collings tries to get over and gets down low. Slides the ball out of play. Collings has had plenty of work to do so far in this game. She's handled every test so far. Byrell goes long. This is Thompson. Try to go down the line to find lines. Latham gets a return ball. Lovely pass there. Capalaba will need a good 5 minutes here. The cross comes in. Leads everyone. Robbins tries to run onto it. Now Capalaba have a corner. So in the other matches in round 8, Logan Lightning played Western Pride. There was a 4-minute period in that game where Pride scored a goal and Logan scored a goal and then Pride scored a goal. That's something that you see very often. Pride ended up winning that game 5-3 and that shot from lines goes wide. It's probably been Capalaba's best chance of the evening so far. Yes, Ipswich were too strong for Logan Lightning and secured a 5-3 victory. Found out today that Keely Richards has spent a lot of last season injured. Still suffering from injuries. Keely's the goalkeeper for Logan. So Logan will probably be in the market for a new goalkeeper. Passion lets the ball run through her legs. And gives up a free kick. Most of the Capalaba players are marked at the moment. Shot comes in, another tame attempt. Goal goes short. Ball won by Latham. Turns the ball straight back over. Chapman trying to find Rushton. Offside flags up though. So in other matches, Mudgeeraba continued to show their improvement. They went to Heath Park. It was 1-1 against Eastern Suburbs, but in the second half, Georgina Amos scored. The 50th minute, and Easts secured a 2-1 victory. Looks like Mudgeeraba playing a little bit more counter-attacking now. They've got their style of play. It's good to see their improvement in this competition is continuing. And East, I think they're up to about 5th at the moment. So the Tigers in a good position at this stage of the competition. South's looking to make another foray into the Capalaba box. This is Rushton. Going out wide. Deep cross. Sits up nicely for Passion. Slightly miscued. So 30 minutes into this game. It's 0-0. Thank you for tuning in for some rare Tuesday night football. This is round 8, and Football Queensland's coverage of the NPLW. Of course, have a break this weekend for Easter. I understand there are a few catch-up games this week. One in the NPL, and I think there's 3 in the FQPL. As I mentioned earlier, Moreton Bay Jets are taking on Sunshine Coast Wanderers at exactly this time over at Walter Park. Rushton with the opportunity to send the ball back in. She's tripped over. Play on is the call. Chapman with the shot. Skied over. I believe that was Norrie who put the ball over the bar. A good advantage there for Souths. Goal kick. Straight to Chapman, who puts in a shot. Looks like she might have caught Boreal off the line. Had her tracking back a little bit precariously. Unfortunately for Souths, the shot went wide. Souths coming down the left-hand side. Collings again will look to clear. Ball runs out of play. Now, I think I might have called Billy Murphy was the player that was injured, but she is actually still on the field. Let's try and work out who that injured player is. It might in fact be Aisha Norrie. Collings again with the clearance, straight to Chapman. Well, the shots are racking up for South United. Not too many saves to be made by Burial so far. Gary French would be happy with the pressure that Souths are putting on against Capalaba. Their shooting is well off target. Ball runs out of play. Where's Marmions on the field? She was the substitute. Infield ball from Hun. A little bit too direct. Good anticipation there from Finneran. Receive the ball from Bariel. South will come at them again. Cleared away from the Capalaba defence. They've scrambled well so far. South United just piling on the pressure. South's going out wide again. And off the post. And somehow Capalaba are able to keep South United out. Well, how did that not go in? Capalaba living very dangerously at the moment. Passion. Collings is involved in the play yet again. Able to create the turnover. Again, Capalaba giving up possession far too cheaply. Murphy going out wide for a runner. Capalaba giving a little bit more help out on the left-hand side. A free kick there for Capalaba. Just under 10 minutes to go on this half. South United unlucky to still be scoreless. Chapman now. Sits up for Passion this time. Oh, good save from Boreal. Ball still in play. Some desperation from both teams, diving in. Free kick for Capalaba. Well, Capalaba will be thrilled if they can keep South scoreless for this half. They've endured a lot of pressure. Robbins electing not to take the free kick. Sorry, the throw in. That was Collings. Finding Finneran. Back for Collings. Through ball for Sen, who's now out on the right-hand side. Souths were getting a lot of joy with Sen out on the left-hand side, so it looks like they've made a tactical switch there. Collings with the win. This battle between her and Passion has been worth the price of admission for this first half. This is Steph Latham. What impact can she make on this game? South now. Vicky Lyons riding the attacker like a glove. Sky looks to be pretty clear at the moment. Looks like we'll get to half-time without any rain. Touch wood. Referee Bellos having a chat to a couple of players there. Capalaba are having their AGM tonight, so there's plenty of members in this evening. Goal kicks given. So all the players looking like they're ready for this half-time whistle to blow. We're 5 minutes away. Still 0-0. Been plenty of shots. Not too many on target though. The majority of them have come from South United. They've hit the bar twice. The bar once and the post once. It's controlled there by Finneran. Finneran gets in to create a 2-on-1. Turns the ball over. Good win there by Passion. Cut out well by Unwin. Cross comes in. We'll have a goal kick. So another matches on the weekend. Lions FC ran away with an 8-0 victory over cellar dwellers the South West Queensland Thunder. Tegan Riding scored 4 goals. In the process, put herself back in front in the Golden Boot race. She's now on 13 goals. Free kick to Capalaba. It's taken long. Headed on. Cole has to work hard to keep the ball in play. She's unable to do so. And Capalaba have a corner. Chun will be responsible for the delivery. Not quite the connection that she wanted. Still managed to evade the first couple of defenders. And it's still in play here for Capalaba. South's clear, but it's only as far as Collings. Chun and Rose with the battle. Lyons gets in with strength. Capalaba able to lock possession in their attacking third. Capalaba defence will be very pleased with this. Because here comes South United now. This is Chapman. She's got Passion out on the left-hand side. Passion and Collings. Passion nutmegs Collings. Takes on the shot and sneaks it in. And a minute before the half-time break, South United have the lead. Sophie Passion with the goal. Well, I was just mentioning how Capalaba were pleased to have the ball in the attacking third. A turnover of possession. And a one-on-one contest between Passion and Collings. Collings has done really well in this first half. But it was a nutmeg that created the opportunity. Passion slid the ball home. And South United have a lead that they probably deserve considering the amount of possession that they've had in this game. Not to mention the number of opportunities. Robbins winning the ball back for Capalaba. Flag goes up for handball by the lines, by the assistant. Now it's been seen. So free kick to South United. We go into first half injury time. So there might just be an extra minute of play. Perhaps another chance for South. Rushton. Taking on and beating Sen. Getting the cross in. And headed just over the bar. Well, Sophie Passion could have had 2 goals in 2 minutes. Great work there by Rushton. Great footwork to create the opportunity. She's been brilliant in this first half. And put the ball on a plate for Passion, who couldn't head the ball home. And that's it for the first half. Once the visitors, South United, that go into the sheds with the 1-goal lead. A goal on the 44th minute by Sophie Passion. Some solid defensive work and by Capalaba, and they've been living by the skin of their teeth for most of the half, but it's South United that go into the break with a 1-goal lead. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the second half. See you shortly.
today?
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I could watch them all day. Even though here, you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special. When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
Audi Mini Rouge, Mini Star. Oh, Mini Star. Ah! Audi. Dream Team.
Reckon your kid could do better than Archie? We're looking for 4 mini stars to join the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team. If your kid's between 4 and 11, loves football, get them to make a video.
2 minutes max.
Showing us why they've got what it takes. If they're picked, they'll be part of the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team and the face of Aldi's wheat biscuits.
I thought I was meant to be on the box.
Takes it first time, and East have a second goal. Well crafted again from the Tigers.
Today.
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I could watch them all day. Even though here, you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special. When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
Audi Mini Rouge. Mini Star. Oh, Mini Star. Ah! Audi. Dream Team!
Reckon your kid could do better than Archie? We're looking for 4 mini stars to join the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team. If your kid's between 4 and 11, loves football, get them to make a video.
2 minutes max!
Showing us why they've got what it takes. If they're picked, they'll be part of the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team and the face of Aldi's wheat biscuits.
I thought I was meant to be on the box.
Takes it first time, and East have a second goal. Well crafted again from the Tigers.
It's one of Australia's premier teams and win the hearts and minds of the Australian sporting public. He's hoping they do so. Capalaba. Poor pass. Turning over possession. This is Rushton. Had such a great first half. Play on's the call. Both players are down at the moment. We might see a stoppage in play shortly. And Lundwin is still down, and they knock the ball out of play. She'll get some attention. So I mentioned in the first half that tonight is Capalaba Bulldogs AGM. And they made an announcement at half-time that the Capalaba coach of this side, Robert Gibson, former president of the club for a few years, has been granted life membership. So congratulations to Gibbo. He's put his heart and soul into this club and has been duly rewarded tonight with life membership. He's always wonderful to deal with, always good for a laugh. He's always up for a bit of banter, particularly when they're playing against Eastern Suburbs. Good win there for Capalaba. This is Chun. Capalaba electing to keep the ball a little bit more. That's Tibbles. Chun again. Almost muscled off the ball. Souths with the win. They've got numbers going forward. Passion. Boreal got down low. Made a good save. Next break in play, I might check a few Facebook pages and see if we can get an update at Walter Park. Unwin knocking the ball out of play. Lane. Lane was particularly dynamic in the first half. Chapman. Capalaba will clear. Just trying to check that score at Walter Park. Plays continued though. We'll put that on hold for now. Thompson held up play well then. Capalaba having to work very hard to maintain possession. It's turned over there by Robbins. Make that Thompson. And Chloe Cole with the touch. She hasn't had a great deal to do so far this evening. She's turned over the ball now. This is Finneman. Trying to turn two players. Capalaba bench calling for a free kick, not getting one. Chapman. Lane. Inside ball through the channel. A shot from Rushton. Straight to Boreal. The rain picks up a little bit of an intensity here. You can probably hear that on the effects microphone. So we just look to protect our gear. South United deep in attack. Hannah Lane. Looking for options. Boreal will come out to collect. Wind coming out of the line. Takes an inadvertent touch. She could have given Rushton an opportunity if she was alert to what occurred. Souths have the throw in though. Chance for Capalaba to go for a run. Good, strong work there by Billy Murphy to win back possession for South United. Chapman will try a long ranger. Not a bad idea, particularly with the severity of the rain that's coming down at the moment. Wondering if you can pick that up in the cameras, just how heavy it is. We have had worse this season. As the camera crew shake their head, or nod their head in agreement. Capalaba having to work so hard to maintain possession. Anytime they get the ball up near their attacking players, they're just pounced upon by the South's defence. Chun. Finneran can't keep the ball in play. South's calling for a switch in play. Tiani Rushton's got heaps of space here on the right-hand side. Still on if they go for it, which they do. The crossfield ball's a little bit too strong. As the rain dies down. Try and dust a few things off. Steph Latham with possession now. Capalaba will be looking to her leadership to get her side back into this contest. Such a glittering career that she's had so far. thought she was instrumental in their game against Raw Youth. Just getting her side, dragging her side back into the contest after going 3-1 down. A real captain's knock from her. It's the sort of efforts that Coach Robert Gibson expects from her week upon week. Chun making a run on the left-hand side. She's got Hannah Lane to beat. Tries a long-range attempt, which is deflected. Cole gets down well with a good save. Capalaba have a corner. Might just take this opportunity to see if there's any updates at Walter Park. As the corner comes in, flurry of players, we'll have another corner. South think it should have been a goal kick. Corner's taken short. Long range attempt. Cole blocks. Looks like the offside flag's up against Capalaba. So half time, it's Moreton Bay Jets 6, Sunshine Coast Wanderers 1. Velvet Sea and Scotty Walker on the score sheet. Ali Schaefer and Lauren Spreadborough with goals also. So apparently a dominant half by Moreton Bay. Going into half time, 6-1 that score. A little bit closer here. So Souths have looked the better team, it has to be said. As they come forward yet again. Cross comes in. Blocked well by Unwin. Looks like South have been awarded a corner. Plenty of goal scoring talent here at South United. Billy Murphy with 7 goals already this season. Tioni Rushton with 5. And Amy Chapman only has 3. Shot blocked. Chapman crossing with the outside of a Rushton crossing with the outside of a boot. And Chun looks to be the main outlet here for Capalaba. We're going just with one player up front now. And she's on the ball. Thompson. Is playing a little bit more advanced in the first half. She slips back into midfield. Vicky Lyons is felled, but play on's the call. South comes streaming forward. Plenty of numbers here. Cross comes in, blocked well. Capalaba. Launch ball forward. It's only as far as Huon. Lyons miscontrols her pass. Cleared by Sen. Now to play. South's piling on the pressure at the moment. So Moreton Bay 6-1 up at half-time against Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast have just had such an interrupted preparation for this season. They started their pre-season in about October last year. But coming into the season, they've just had so many games that have had to be rescheduled due to wet weather. I believe tonight, it's either their 4th or 5th game. And of course, this is round 8. So they've had plenty of weeks off. When you're trying to come to grips with the new competition, to have such an interrupted season, it's got to be difficult for their players. Billy Murphy putting the ball out wide. Passion waiting for the numbers to come in. Crosses too high for Rushton. So we're on the hour mark in this game. It's still just 1-0 to South United, despite all their possession and all their shots. Capalaba still in the game. Chun. Latham has her pass blocked. South's coming forward through McGilvray. Rushton just burning Sen. Rushton blocked by Burial. It's still on. Handball is given. Penalty for South United. Zozu Sen's arm was in an unnatural position. Mind you, the shot from Rushton was nowhere near on target. And Souths now with an opportunity to double their lead. This is Amy Chapman who will take the penalty. She scores. South United have their second. So it's Capalaba 0, South United 2. That goal looks to have knocked a lot of wind out of Capalaba. Players look very disappointed with that outcome. Finneman. Robbins loses possession now. Out for Rushton again. Rushton trying to get around Sen. Able to do so. Gets around 2. Could have gone down. Stayed on her feet. The cross is headed away by Tibbles. Well, this front three of South United is just so electric. They've got pace. They've got skill. They've got the ability to beat a player. Capalaba just don't have any answers. This potent South United front line. Corner comes in, collected by Burial. 2 South players down. very sportingly. Capalaba kicked the ball out so that the players can get some attention. Looks to be okay though. Just running through some of the other results on the weekend. Big upset on the weekend was Raw NTC defeating Mitchelton at Terrelba Park. 3-2 was that result. Mitchelton scored early, goal in about the 4th minute, I believe. There was a little chat with David De Silva today, the Raw NTC coach, and he was telling me how that the players have been playing against stronger opposition. It's a free kick there to South United. I thought that possibly could have gone the other way. It looked to be a little bit of shirt tugging by the South defence. So yes, the Raw NTC players are coming to grips with this competition, playing against more physical, stronger, and older opposition. They're making a great fist of things so far, and they're just outside the top 4. So if they can maintain their improvement, it could be a shot at the finals. Looks like Capalaba are readying a substitution. That's the import. Chin Hang Chun coming off. She won't have played too much in these conditions. Number 12, Caitlin Cardwell is the player on. I asked Chin Hang Chung how she came to be a Capalaba player. She just emailed the club, apparently. She did have a friend who trialled with the Raw. Looks like Capalaba making a second substitution. I didn't catch who the player was that went off. Trying to make out who the player is that came on. There is the substitute. It's Jeanette Osborne. Very cool play out of defence there by Souths. A little bit of pressure from Capalaba. They could have pressed a little bit more coordination. A third player in there could have made things very interesting. Here's a chance now. Great defensive work from Unwin. We've seen a lot of those last-ditch diving tackles by the Capalaba defence tonight. Looks like Terrell Collings might be a player that was substituted. Don't see her on the field. And it is Osborne that's taken up the right back position. Boyle couldn't collect the first time. Fortunately, she drops the ball at her feet. So 20 minutes to go in this game. It's South United up 2-0. I hope you're enjoying tonight's coverage from John Fredericks Oval. This is round 8 of the NPLW Queensland. Just having a look at the ladder at the moment. If Souths win this game, they will go back on top. Currently in third place on goal difference, by virtue of Souths playing all their matches. They will retain top spot. Request for the ball to be knocked out of play. So Juseng got winded. Received the ball in the chest from a very close distance. Perhaps the biggest game of the weekend was Gold Coast up against the Gap. Ruth Blackburn scored all 4 goals for the Gators. A match where there were 4 lead changes. I understand Gold Coast took the lead early. Then Gap took the front, then Gold Coast took the front, and the Gap took the front again for a 4-3 result. 7-goal thriller. So we will, of course, be having a break this weekend for Easter. So no matches this weekend. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the live streaming. I'm sure there'll be a few catch-up matches here and there. As I mentioned in the first half, there's about 3 or 4 FQPL matches to be caught up with, and one NPL match. I'll just do a quick check on the Moreton Bay page, see if there's an update to the score there. No updates at this stage. The Sin's back on her feet. Really struggling to breathe at the moment. So Capalaba with the throw. Looks like they were about to give the ball back to Tioni Rushton, but if they did so, they would have left a massive gap between their defenders. Fortunately, Demi Robbins saw sense and threw the ball back to her defenders, who went long. Pressure there from Cardwell. Latham getting involved as well, but now opens up an opportunity for Souths. The delivery is a little bit too deep. So good opportunity here for the players to have caught their breath, refresh. So Juseng is still coughing. Looks like she's going to be substituted. Souths line up a replacement. Sophie Passion's off. Yes, Sophie Passion's the player coming off. Bit of a halt in play at the moment. Ball cleared. So with about 15 minutes to go, it's Capalaba 0, South United 2. Throw in for Capalaba. South just looking to build some play. Some good pressure from Cardwell. She's been a live wire since coming on the field. Putting plenty of pressure on the South United defence. Launched forward by Robbins. Tegan Thompson unable to get a foot on the loose ball. Marmion. Rosie Malone. Cut out by the Capalaba defence. Hannah Lane. Capalaba, a little bit unsure what to do. Winning back possession, but no runners. This time they try and move forward. Their outlet ball goes astray again. And Cardwell, isn't she making a nuisance of herself? To be honest, it's exactly what the Bulldogs need at the moment. Tiani Rushton's about to be substituted. And another excellent display from her. Some fantastic skills on the ball. Such a wonderful outlet. Ella Goodman is the player that's coming on. Almost juggled there by Byriel. Could have been a disaster after all the good work that she's put in this evening. This is Cardwell again. Throw for Capalaba. Offside flag goes up. That was sloppy. Been a very stop-start second half. There have been a couple of injuries. A couple of incidents that have needed to be attended to. In out to Lane. This is Goodman with her first touch. Looking for the return ball from Murphy. He goes down in a tackle. Switch of play by Unwin. Lines. She goes down. The energy from the Bulldogs. I would suggest that since Caitlin Cardwell's come on the field, she's lifted her team. Another good block there from Bariel. The offside flag's up. And now Bariel's down. Looks like it should be okay to continue. So we're in the last 10 minutes of this game. Very interested to hear your thoughts on who's impressed you. Been a pretty even display from South United. Not too many poor performances from any of their players. There's been some great one-on-one battles between both teams. The defensive effort from Capalaba in the first half was excellent. Yes, they rode their luck a bit. And here's a chance now for Capalaba. Cole comes out well. Goes with the throw to Lane. Cut out by Latham. South win it back though. Marmion. Ball knocked down the line by Lane. Unwin will come across though. Lovely turn. Creates a space for herself. One plays quickly. It's Chapman. Chapman, you can see that she's lining up something there. Long range attempt from Murphy, just wide. We just knew then, as soon as Amy Chapman had the ball at her feet, a little bit of space to run at the defenders, that something was going to happen. She chose the unselfish play. Tried to set up Murphy, who's the leading goal scorer for the club. Just by way of comparison, I mentioned earlier that Billy Murphy scored 7, Tioni Rushton scored 5, Amy Chapman scored 3, or 4 now with tonight's penalty. For Capalaba, Vicky Lyons is the top scorer with 3 goals. And it's Latham, McDowell, McLean and Cardwell with 2. Chapman again, inside ball. Now goes outside. Looking for Birchall. So Capalaba are in 10th place at the moment with 7 points. So currently 2 wins, a draw, and this will be their 3rd loss. After Easter, they take on Sunshine Coast Wanderers here. And they take on Logan Lightning away and Gold Coast United away. So perhaps an opportunity after Easter for Capalaba to move a little bit further up the ladder, if they're good enough. South United taking on Logan Lightning after the Easter break. And they take on Gold Coast United away, and then Mitchelton at home. Capalaba bringing the ball forward. Free kick to South though. Very disappointing for the Capalaba players. So the last 5 minutes of this game. Player down with cramp. Looks like that might be Tibbles. I don't think Capalaba have any substitutions left. I'm pretty sure they've used all their three. Although we're in the last 5 minutes of this contest, I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of injury time unless referee Bellos has mercy on the Capalaba players and calls an early end to proceedings. That was Tibbles, the player that was down. South going straight down the middle. Not quite collected. Chance now, and a goal! Amy Chapman with yet another goal. South had their third. And that was simple Route 1 football. Well, Megan Borrell came out to collect, got it all wrong. She might have just snuck outside her box, which meant that she couldn't handle the ball. Amy Chapman helps herself to a second goal. South United have their third. So in the end, this will be a convincing win for South United. I think there can't be any question that they've been the better team tonight. Cardwell goes back inside. Crossfield ball. Can't find a yellow shirt. And Tibbles, who's back on the field. Gives the ball back to Cole. So after the first 8 rounds, this competition sets up very nicely. We've got 3 teams that are leading the way, showing plenty of quality, South United being one of them. 2, of course, the Gap and Lions. So they're going to be the ones setting the pace in this competition. Flag goes up for the ball being out of play. So it looks like a race in 3 at the moment. What's been so pleasing about this competition is the quality in the second tier. Clubs like Moreton Bay, Mitchelton, Easts, and the Raw NTC are showing that they're no pushovers, that they're very capable of getting some results. Souths have time to score more. Chapman just knocked off the ball. Looks like a free kick to Capalaba. So we're into injury time now. So Souths have shown all their qualities tonight. All the reasons why they're such a force in this competition. I've been slightly disappointed with Capalaba. I thought they could have held the ball a little bit better, particularly in the first half. When they were under so much pressure, they did very little to relieve that pressure by just maintaining possession. And their work off the ball seemed a little bit lacking. But talking to Robert Gibson before the game, this side hasn't had a lot of match or on-field practice during the weeks. The fields have been closed so many times. This corner comes in, is cleared, and Elaine might line up a shot, which goes wide. So yes, Capalaba have spent their training nights working on foot skills, playing lots of futsal and lots of gym work, but as far as work on the field, they've been severely restricted due to the weather. Of course, South United train and play on a synthetic pitch, so obviously you can see just how well drilled they are. So we might have to wait a little bit longer to see the true qualities of this Bulldog team. The shot comes in, it's in the back of the net. Offside flag stays down. South United have their fourth. Well, lovely passing move there from South United. Ella Goodman with the goal. Referee Bellos looks at his watch. Looks like we'll be playing for a little bit longer. Souths, could they manufacture another opportunity? They look to be toying with the Capalaba defence at the moment. Through ball for Cardwell. Expertly blocked out by Hannah Lane. Cardwell wins back possession for the Bulldogs. Perhaps a late flurry from Capalaba. Murphy. Murphy looking for a bit of support. She couldn't find some. But there it is. It's full time. John Fredericks Oval. Convincing display from South United as they go into the Easter break on top of the table with a convincing 4-0 victory. Goals to Passion, a double from Amy Chapman and Ella Goodman. For Capalaba, they'll be looking forward to this Easter break and a chance to get some hardcore practice in on a grass field. Well, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's coverage. I'm Darren Lutton on behalf of the Double Take team. We hope you enjoy your Easter break and we look forward to bringing you more action as the Football Queensland competitions continue. Have a great evening.